Part 90. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Su Xiaozhaji. Chapter 892. To Long Hao, her label in her heart was a smart guy. This is not to say that Long Hao is meddlesome and hypocritical, but in the literal sense, every time Long Hao comes, it means something has happened. Really? Seeing the two, Long Hao still had that cold face, and said, "You two have gone to the North Pole?" Jinli didn't expect to hide it from the Supervision Bureau, and besides, there was nothing to hide. She nodded, yes. Long Hao, by the way, you also changed your clothes? He didn't know what Jinli was like at the time, but it was clear from the change of clothes. Jinli was surprised, how do you know? Long Hao, Huaguo's detection satellite just scanned that area. Jinli. In other words, Huaguo's monitoring satellite not only captured Jinli changing clothes with one click on the ice field, but also saw the two wearing thin clothes standing in the snow at -N degrees without any clothes on. If this kind of video gets out, it really won't be able to wash anything away. Long Hao felt a little headache. He said, I hope you can pay attention to it in the future. Our people don't know the existence of mysterious power. Jinli waved her hand, okay, don't worry, I understand, I'm sorry this time, I will pay attention next time. Long Hao nodded. Then Jinli remembered something, and said happily to Long Hao, by the way, I probably won't have a chance to meet your satellites in the future. Long Hao looked at Jinli suspiciously. Jinli smiled and said, my divine power has recovered. If there is no accident, I will return to the heaven soon. At that time, you don't have to worry about whether I will not think about it one day and cause panic. Long Hao, actually, Jinli interrupted him, there's no need to explain, I know. I don't think you're wrong either. No one in power will feel at ease with such a powerful force that I can't control. Frankly speaking, Huaguo's attitude towards her is quite good. After hearing what she said, Long Hao didn't try to defend himself, he just asked, you said, you are going back to heaven, when and how? Jinli was really stunned. She said, when I say goodbye to the people I know, I will leave after all the things in this world have been dealt with. Anyway, even if she stays here for a few years, in the chaos realm, it's just a rainy time. Long Hao nodded, okay. After finishing speaking, he added another sentence, if you confirm the time, remember to let us know. We will go see you off. Okay, Jinli agreed. Asterisk. After sending Long Hao away, Jinli fell into a kind of exhilarating ecstasy. After the excitement was over, she finally remembered the serious business. Lu Zhenjie, she asked, how do I go back? Lu Zhenjie didn't say anything, and slid his fingers together towards the void. A grey crack appeared beside the two of them. The moment this crack appeared, everything in the whole room began to tremble uncontrollably, and moved closer to this gap. And the grey crack also became tens of times larger in just a few seconds. With a flick of Lu Zhenjie's palm, the crack disappeared instantly. Everything in the house returned to its original position. Spatial crack, Jinli asked. This is indeed a way to go back. In theory, the space crack can extend to any place in the 3000 worlds. It's just how dangerous it is, and if the strength is a little weaker, it may be broken into bones. Or, you can't find the correct direction to go back, and you will get lost in the endless turbulence of space and never see the light of day. Today 5 is updated. See you in the morning. Ask for a monthly ticket. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Su Xiaozhaji. Chapter 893. Jinli had never entered a space rift, but he had heard of her name. This is a place that even the ancient gods are unwilling to enter easily. Why do you seem so familiar? She asked Lu Zhenjie. Lu Zhenjie, no. He said to Jinli, this road is too risky. Even you and I, Unless there is no way to go, it's best not to enter. Jinli nodded solemnly. She had heard of it before, and the various winds in the space turbulence were painful to cut. Even if there is no danger of her life with her strength, the little fairy is also afraid of pain. What about the second way? She asked. Lu Zhenjie smiled. The second way, you and I have to work hard. Jinli. Lu Zhenjie said word by word, prepare the materials and form the formation. Jinli opened her eyes wide. You mean? Lu Zhenjie nodded, open up the ascension channel and lay down the formation. This is a foolproof method. It is troublesome for us, but for people in this world, it is likely to bring a great opportunity. Jinli looked at Lu Zhenjie suspiciously. Lu Zhenjie, what do you think I'm doing? Jinli looked serious. I don't think the Lu Zhenjie I know is such a nosy person. Lu Zhenjie smiled slightly, because I don't want you to wander around in space. He knew how bitter it was, and because of that, he didn't want Jinli to feel it. He looked at Jinli, waiting for her result. In fact, there was no need to wait, he knew which one Jinli would choose. It's the second one sure enough, Jinli said. Jinli thought for a while and said, in this world, I think a lot of people in Daemon are very talented. Just because the ascension passage is closed and the air is thin, it's too unfair for them to stop at Zhujinden for a lifetime. Gone. Besides, for us, this is a little troublesome thing, but for them, it may be the only chance to reach a higher level in thousands of years. Hearing her rambling there, Lu Zhenjie shook his head. You are always like this. Jinli was taken aback. What? Lu Zhenjie looked at her, both proud and sad. You always say that you are lazy, you don't like to meddle in other people's affairs, you are a coy without emotion, but in fact, you are more beautiful than anyone else. Relentless. Where Jinli argued, I just think this method is good for me, humans are just passing by. Okay, they're dropping by. So we're sure. Jinli nodded, and asked uncertainly, but, can you draw formations? You can't count on her. Lu Zhenjie nodded, there is me. Just do it. Jinli called the God Supervision Bureau and the Daemon, and so on and so on. The opponent exploded directly. I'm rushing over now, we'll meet and talk later. 10 minutes later, someone rang the doorbell of Jinli's house. It was really irritable Shui Liadao, Qin Jiangzi, and several familiar faces from the Taoist Association. Jinli calculated the time, and said to them with a face of I discovered the big secret, you definitely didn't come here by taxi. You are fighting the sword. If Long Hao finds out, you will be fined. Taoist people. What time is it? Is the focus now on fines? Shui Liadao is rich and powerful, punish, punish, punish. When the time comes, Liadao will pay the fine alone. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is sweet as honey, love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 894. Lan Ting was called out by Jinli with an excuse. So the task of pouring a glass of water for the guests was handed over to Lu Zhenjie. The 5 people from the Taoist Association held the water brought by Pixiu himself, with a respectful posture, which can be said to be trembling. Especially Qin Jiangzi, he looked at the glass of water as if he was staring at his ancestors. Mr. Lu, if I take this cup and the water inside and enshrine it, can our mission get rich? Lu Zhenjie. Jinli. Shui Liadao felt that Qin Jiangzi had severely lowered their Daoism, so he kicked him aside and started to talk about the main points. Fairy Jinli, what you said earlier, that, Ascension Channel, he was full of hope. Jinli nodded, yes, but is there anyone else who hasn't arrived yet? Shui Liadao. Who didn't come? Dragon Team and them. As soon as the words fell, The doorbell rang again. Say CAO and CAO will arrive. Long Hao greeted everyone, and sat quietly in a corner. Compared to all Taoist monks, the Divine Supervision Bureau is an organization composed of various mysterious forces. For many people with supernatural powers and the like, what Jinli said, has little to do with them. Therefore, Long Hao, a representative of the Supervision Bureau, came. Jinli smiled and said, "Now we can talk." The reason why she waited for everyone was because she didn't want to say something twice. As I said on the phone, Jinli looked at the people with a smile. "Lu Zhenjia and I can open up the Ascension channel for you and set up a teleportation circle." No matter how calm Dao Xiu was, when he heard the news, he couldn't help but breathe harder. Ascension channel. How many years has this been the dream of countless monks? Those who cultivate immortals, who doesn't want to go straight forward, who doesn't want to feel the feeling of Feng Shui Feng, who has become an immortal. Really, is it okay? Shuelei Dao's eyes turned red with excitement. Jinli glanced at him. At first she was a little unhappy to be questioned, but seeing the old man's pitiful, overjoyed appearance, she softened her tone. Such a trivial matter, does the little fairy still need to lie? Everyone present looked at each other in blank dismay, and they all saw joy in each other's eyes. This group of people is already old, and their achievements may stop here. But their disciples are still young, and future disciples will be even younger. If these young disciples can get enough aura from the beginning of their cultivation, will they have the opportunity to step into the place they dream of? If they can't fulfill their lifelong dreams, if someone can walk them for them, that's enough. Long Hao was more realistic. Open up the passage, set up the magic circle. What do we need to do? Jinli looked at Lu Zhenjia. Lu Zhenjia nodded. It's not troublesome to open the passage, but a stable teleportation formation needs a lot of materials. He revealed a long list of things. There are more than 170 ores and medicinal materials in total. Long Hao and everyone in the Taoist sect. I don't understand. Oh. Most of the stuff, I've never even heard of it. After Shuelei Dao said this, Lu Zhenjia. He threw out a jade slip to them. All the things I said are on it. Maybe some things are called differently from you. Look for them, try to find them if you can. I really don't come to me again. Everyone held the jade slips as if holding some rare treasure. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 895. Sent away the Taoist people. Jinli and Lu Zhenjia began to talk. What are your plans? Lu Zhenjia asked Jinli. Jinli asked him, what about you? Lu Zhenjia's tone was light. I don't have any concerns about this world. The only sister, she probably already knows my identity. Lu Jianzhen is such a smart person, and he already made the hint so obvious that day. How could she not notice it? Therefore, if Lu Zhenjia had to speak for himself, he could leave at any time without any worries. He looked at Jinli. Can you? Jinli shook his head. She snapped her fingers and counted lightly. I must at least tell Su's father, Su's mother, Susu, Lan Ting, and sister Qing. Let's say goodbye. Tell them you're going back and say goodbye to them. Even Su's father and Su's mother, she should tell them the truth. Thinking of the reason, she still has a headache. How to say that is the question. I feel that no matter what, for this couple, fear is not a very acceptable thing. She sat on the sofa and struggled for a long time, and finally decided, since it doesn't feel right to say anything, why not just say it directly? Just do it. Lu Zhenjia, let's go to the Su's house tomorrow, Jinli said. Lu Zhenjia looked at her, decided. Jinli nodded, yes. Talk early and talk late, always have to talk. The next day, Jinli and Lu Zhenjia bought a lot of gifts and came to the door. Seeing this situation, the couple of the Su family were taken aback, thinking that Mr. Lu had come to propose marriage. They couldn't laugh or cry when they made it clear, it's just a normal visit to have a meal, why buy so many things? While talking about it, I want to return it, if it's some household items, it's fine, but Sue's father and Sue's mother are not ignorant of the big and small bags, and the box by box is not much cheaper than gold. Of course they can't just ask for it. Jinli unexpectedly insisted this time, Papa Sue, Mama Sue, this is not only a gift from Lu Genja, but also my heart. She looked at the two of them, I'll buy you something, but you won't accept it. The two really had nothing to say, they regarded Jinli as a daughter in their hearts, and there was really no reason for her to refuse to buy gifts for her parents. But in fact, Jinli never called them parents. So this gift. Take it, Jinli said again. Now it's not easy for the two of them to refuse. Where's Susu? Jinli looked around and asked. Susu is in the small building, her movements are not as fast as ours. Obviously you didn't call me, a complaining voice sounded from behind, it wasn't Suhexiang, whoever it was. The family entered the house. Jinli was holding the tea made by her aunt. The cup was a little hot, but she didn't notice it and didn't drink it. Sue's mother was keenly aware of something, and asked softly, Jinli, do you have something to tell us? Jinli came back to her senses, She asked the servants to go down, and took a deep breath, Papa Sue, Mama Sue, Susu, what I'm about to tell may exceed your understanding, please be mentally prepared. Her expression was unusually serious, and the faces of the three members of the Su family also became serious. I'm not by Jinli. Jinli released a bomb as soon as he opened his mouth. But the bomb didn't get the attention it deserved. Mother Su smiled and said softly, we all know that you are Jinli, not by Jinli. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Su Xiao Zheji. Chapter 896. Jinli. No, I don't mean that. It seems that she has repeatedly emphasized that she is Jinli, not by Jinli, and it has achieved such good results that when she said this, everyone else looked like I understand. They all thought she gave up the surname Bai because she was hurt too much by the Bai family. But it was also like this, she was a little dumbfounded. That was not what I meant. Jinli organized her words and said, I'm saying this. I'm not by Jinli, nor the Jinli you know. I'm completely complete. Another person, can you understand? Obviously can't understand. Mother Su smiled and said, you're talking nonsense again. Jinli. She opened her mouth and gave up a little, forget it, I can't explain clearly. Then I will show you directly. As soon as she finished speaking, a silver light flashed on her body. The clothes on her body have been changed, and the most shocking thing is that the place where her two slender legs were originally has turned into a graceful silver fish tail. The Su family. Jaw-dropping. Jinli met Shangsun's dull eyes and sighed, I told you in advance to prepare you mentally. But you just don't believe it. Papa Su was the first to come back to his senses. His expression was shocked and complicated, Jinli, can I still teach you Jinli? Or do you have another name? Jinli, my real name is Jinli. Papa Su, what's going on with you? Who are you? If you're not by Jinli, where is our daughter Jinli? Mother Su and Su Hexiang also looked at her. Jinli told them the general situation of his coming to this world. I was drunk and drifted into this world. Bai Jinli's body and mine had an inexplicable fit. But I can swear that I didn't seize the house. When I came, she was already dead. Dead, dead, Mother Su murmured the word several times, then silently closed her eyes, tears streaming down her face. No one knows how much a mother has suffered at such a time. She always thought that although she missed a lot, she still had the rest of her life to make up for it. But now, Jinli was tearing up the cruel truth and laying it bloody in front of her, her daughter was long gone, and she didn't even have a chance to make amends. That child, she didn't even know that she had a pair of biological parents. Perhaps she was complaining to her biological parents who abandoned her in the garbage dump back then. "I'm sorry," Jinli whispered. Mother Su opened her eyes and looked at Jinli, in a daze, but did not speak. When she heard such news suddenly, she really didn't know what kind of attitude to face her. No wonder Jinli never let go of calling them parents, nor accepting expensive gifts. Papa Su was a little more calm. He asked, "Since you didn't tell us at first, why did you suddenly decide to tell us now?" Jinli admitted it readily, "Because I'm leaving here soon." "Leave here?" Su Hexiang asked her, "Where are you leaving? Where are you going?" Jinli said, "I want to leave your world and go home. I also have a father and a family. I want to go home." No one can say anything against a man who wants to go home. After chatting for a while, the Su family sent Jinli and Lu Zhenjia away in silence. "For more, see you during the day. Mua is asking for a monthly ticket." You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Su Xiaozhezhi. Chapter 897. In the car, the atmosphere was a little heavy. Jinli sighed, "Hey, I just didn't know what to say, so I dragged it until now. Unexpectedly, I still just said it directly today." She does not regret telling this matter, it is a fact, and she will tell it one day. Just looking at Su's mother's reaction, she couldn't bear it. Lu Zhenjia comforted her softly, "You didn't do anything wrong." "I know," Jinli said. She never felt that she was wrong, but she didn't think she was wrong, and there was no conflict between her feeling sad. When he was about to go home, Jinli received a message. It was sent by Susu. "Whether you are a human or a fairy, we are all good friends." Jinli read the news for a long time and smiled. She sent back an emoji. Soon there was another reply. "Parents may not be able to accept it for the time being, so don't blame them." Jinli smiled. "Will not." Asterisk. The actions of the Daemon Association were much faster than Jinli had imagined. But in just a few days, they contacted Jinli and Lu Zhenjia. "Mr. Lu, Fairy Jinli, we have found more than 150 kinds of materials you mentioned." Indeed, as Lu Zhenjia said, many of these things exist on the earth, but the names are different. Corresponding to the patterns on the jade slips one by one, they really found a lot. More than 150 kinds. Lu Zhenjia glanced over the materials they sent. There were more than a dozen materials missing, and he didn't say anything. Jinli asked him, "What's worse, do you have it?" Lu Zhenjia nodded, "Of course. In fact, he has everything he needs. But, to build a teleportation circle for human beings, why should Pixio produce the materials?" Jinli. "Or say that Pixio is as stingy as the Dragon Clan, it really lives up to its reputation." Jinli and Lu Zhenjia went to the Lu's house together again. "Are you leaving?" Lu Jianzhen was very surprised. She knew Jinli's identity, and asked tentatively, "Are you going back, to your hometown?" Jinli nodded, "Yes, go home." Lu Jianzhen felt reluctant, and looked at Lu Zhenjia again. "Si, you want to go back too?" Lu Zhenjia nodded, "Yes." Lu Jianzhen looked sideways out of the window, then turned back quickly. Her eyes were a little red. She asked, "Then, will you come back in the future?" "This." Jinli thought for a while and said, "If everything goes well, we will come back to see you. But what is the situation of this success, and when, she can't say for sure. After the teleportation array was repaired, it would be easy for her and Lu Zhenjia to come to this small world." Lu Jianzhen then smiled, "That's good, but don't forget about us when you go home." She thought for a while, then asked hesitantly, then, King Hua, will she go with you? King Hua. Jinli shook her head, she can't. Our chaotic world has too much aura, and ordinary people can't bear it. King Hua is far from strong enough now, so she can't go with us. Finally, not all of them left. Lu Jianzhen was slightly relieved. Is the date set? She asked. Jinli shook her head, not so fast. Lu Zhenjia and I still have some things to settle. We won't leave until we're done. That's good, Lu Jianzhen said. You guys, go home more often during these days. She thought of something, and asked again, yes, do you want to talk to Dad? 5 more completed. See you in the morning. By the way, the explosion happened on the 4th, this Sunday. However, my manuscript is still in my mind. I am dead. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 898. Lu Zhenjia was silent for a moment, then shook his head. Forget it, don't tell him. Lu Jianzhen was a little at a loss. Yes, but if a man as big as you disappears, how can I tell other people? Also, what about the Lu family? Lu Zhenjia, it's okay. Everyone will subconsciously forget me unless I appear in front of them again. As for the Lu family. Lu Zhenjia smiled, sister, I'm afraid you don't know what my real body is. Lu Jianzhen. Lu Zhenjia said, when I leave, if you and Qing Yuan have the heart, you can take care of the Lu family yourself. If you don't, you can recruit a few more reliable agents. In addition, pick one from the Lu family's juniors to train them. In short, I can promise that within 100 years, the Lu family will stand firm. But after 100 years, it will depend on their own fortune. Now that it's on this point, Lu Jianzhen doesn't say anything. Jinli and the others went to see Lu Qinghua again. The little girl was originally happy, but when she heard that they were leaving, she cried miserably. Hey, don't cry, we will come to see you when we have time. Lu Qinghua is not so easy to deceive, you must have a lot of things to do after you go back. When you finish your own things, you will think of us again, and you don't know when it will be. Jinli. She gave Lu Qinghua an idea, then, you should practice hard. There were still tears on Lu Qinghua's eyelashes, and she looked at her blankly. Huh. Jinli said, as the spirit in the painting, you have a long lifespan. In addition, Lu Zhenjia and I will break the ascension channel of this world. When the spiritual energy of heaven and earth will pour in, your cultivation speed will be greatly improved. She smiled and nodded the face of Zhongling in the painting. If you can ascend, then in the heaven, say my name, and I will cover you. Lu Qinghua blushed, really, really. Jinli nodded, of course it's true. There are few people in the heaven who won't sell my face. Then it's settled, I will definitely work hard to practice, and I will go to heaven to find you in the future. Good. Asterisk. Jinli went to see Sister Qing and Lan Ting again to say goodbye. Where are you going? Sister Qing asked. Jinli said, it's a very far away place, so we probably won't have many chances to meet each other. Sister Qing's tone was sharp, your subtext is that you want to quit the circle and disappear in the eyes of the public. Jinli nodded, it will. Lan Ting looked bewildered, why do you say you want to quit the circle so suddenly, and you say it so seriously, maybe you won't see each other again. She looked at Jinli and asked cautiously, are you going to live abroad with Mr. Lu? Or? She hesitated in her words. What? Jinli looked at her puzzled. Lan Ting took a deep breath, and said in one breath, Jinli, is there nothing wrong with your body? In ordinary TV dramas, don't the terminally ill heroines always say goodbye to those around them? Jinli. What a coincidence, I've seen this TV series too. She couldn't laugh or cry, what are you guessing? I'm going back to my hometown, which is far away, and there are many things to do, so I won't be back in the short term. That's it, Lanting said optimistically. That's okay, even if we don't live together, I can still chat and send videos with you. You don't have to be an assistant to be a goddess with good looks. Seeing her like this, Jinli didn't say anything. After listening to Lanting's words, Sister Ching felt slightly relieved. The Koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the Koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 899. After saying goodbye to everyone who should say goodbye, Jinli and Lu Zhenjie chose a quiet late night. They searched for a long time and found a place. It is a large virgin forest on the southern border of Huiguo. There is a lot of rain here, and there are entangled trees everywhere, with luxuriant branches and leaves, so dark that the sky cannot be seen. Naturally, few people came. That night, no one except the cultivator's gate in Huiguo noticed that two glaring white lights shot up into the sky, as if they were about to cut through the sky. At dawn, nearly half of the disciples from the Taoist Association mobilized to follow Lu Zhenjie's command and bury the formation foundation in the designated position. It took half a month just to lay the formation foundation. Next, we'll wait until the formation is complete, Lu Zhenjie said. Jinli looked at the formation with burning eyes. Lu Zhenjie told her that when he returned to the heaven, he would take her to a place. When you go there, all the forgotten things will be remembered. During the time the formation was completed, a major event related to Jinli happened. Spine Fengwulu is released. The day before the movie was released, the internet was still arguing about it. Naturally, the objections were those few reasons: Jinli's bad acting skills and lack of streaming would destroy Mr. Yuan. Don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it, whoever looks at it is a dog. Needless to say, those who supported, Jinli's face fans, Jinli's career fans, Jinli's mother fans, Jinli's, in short, all kinds of fans. All the way to the hot search. The eyes of the other artists were all red with jealousy, but the person involved was still nestling in the deserted virgin forest observing the formation, and didn't pay attention to it at all. How long is it? Jinli squatted on the ground, feeling that mushrooms could grow on top of his head. Lu Zhenjie. He was helpless. I didn't tell you all, this magic circle needs to absorb enough spiritual power. The spiritual energy in this world is so thin, it can only be used to draw power from the ascension channel by itself, and it will take a while. Of course Jinli knew the truth. She is just impatient. In a hurry. Especially anxious. So almost every day I ran over to take a look. Lu Zhenjie didn't want to come, but now Po wanted to come. What could he do? Of course they come along. So the mushroom growers became two people. When she received the call from Sister Ching, Jinli hadn't responded yet. What movie exploded? Sister Ching. Or, is there always someone in this world who can surpass the cognition of others? Have you ever seen an artist who forgot the release date of his movie? Feng Hualu, I remember I sent you the premiere date, and the invitation letter, right? You. As soon as she said that, Jinli remembered. There is indeed such a thing. Of course, Sister Ching also asked her if she wanted to attend the premiere. Jinli was so focused on returning to the heaven realm, how could he care about such a thing, so he refused without saying a word. I forgot, Jinli said honestly. Sister Ching. There is no time to scold. Sister Ching said a series of words. Miss, what are you doing now? Even if you don't answer the phone, don't you check Weibo? Even if you don't check Weibo, don't you read Moments? No, did you turn off your phone? If you didn't turn off your phone, you should know that the whole world is pushing your Fengwulu right now. Jinli, oh. In fact, it cannot be said that she does not know. Because although she didn't read the things Sister Ching said, she could feel countless golden energies flying towards her. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Su Xiaozhaji. Chapter 900. The power of this golden energy is not comparable to any previous one. But Jinli has recovered her strength now, which means that the golden energy has no effect on her. So she just ignored them like a ruthless scumbag who pulled out X and threw it away after use. Hearing Sister Qing mention it now, Jinli felt a little guilty. Well, of course I know. I knew it before it was released. Is it possible that the movie starring Jinli will not be a hit? It must not be. There are only two options, big hit and special hit. Then Sister Qing, Feng Hua is record a big hit, or a special hit. Sister Qing. Did you know that smug tone of yours makes you want to hit someone? But there was a clear smile in her tone. It's so hot, the whole Huaguo is talking about you and praising you. It's very successful. Even though he had put all his heart into going home, Jinli still laughed when he heard this. That's good, Sister Qing, I don't worry, I have a lot of things, and I have brought you so much trouble. I have 10% of the box office for Feng Hualu. Take it as a gift from me. You and Lan Ting, each will share half. Sister Qing was startled. Don't be kidding. Only then did she know that Jinli was paid a cut of the film for her role in the movie. Sister Qing was a little dizzy when she found out about this kind of movie, that the father of the Film and Television Bureau personally started the film. The actors usually mean to get some money, just to make a formality, with a look of I work for the father of the Film and Television Bureau, I'm proud. Talking about money is insulting me look. How come Jinli's style of painting has changed so quickly? Sister Qing didn't know that the upper echelon of the Film and Television Bureau had received the order, someone else is someone else, and Jinli is Jinli. Don't take advantage of anyone, never take advantage of Jinli. Not only can't take advantage, but also try to please her, and try to meet all her requirements. Jinli said, I'm not kidding. The contract is still there, forget it, I'll go back and find it for you, but don't worry, even if the contract is gone, they won't dare to take advantage of you. Sister Qing. No, I'm not worried about them taking advantage of me, I'm just scared. How high will the box office of Feng Hualu be? No one knows at the moment. But now the major theaters are crazily arranging films, and the attendance rate is frighteningly high. The viewers who have watched it are all on their social platforms, Amway, and many people even go to the second and third times. The ratings of the major review sites are astonishingly high. As long as you are not stupid, you can tell that this enthusiasm is likely to continue. So, what is the 10% share of the box office? Jinli felt dizzy in his head. She still had a little reason left. No. I can't take it. Don't you understand the meaning of 10%? Do you know how much money it is? Jinli, I know, it's a lot of money, so I'll give it to you. Sister Qing, I don't want it. Jinli, I'm not short of money. Anyway, she is going to leave this world, and the money in this world is of no use to her, so it is better to give it to Sister Qing and the others. Sister Qing still wanted to decline. Jinli. She decided to use Nirvana. Miss Qing, she called out. Sister Qing, what? Jinli paused and said, I'll give you the money. You and Lan Ting deserve it. You want it? Sister Qing's eyes flashed and she nodded. Well, Jinli gave me the money, I want it. Okay, done. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Su Xiaozhaji. Chapter 901. The day before the formation was officially completed, Jinli posted the last Weibo. Jinli is a Jin Carp Acridine V, from now on, I'm going to get ready to rest. No more scripts and events, no posting on Weibo, and no appearance on any social platforms. This number has been abandoned, and the return date is uncertain. See you all by chance. If you miss me, you can go and see the photo album of the little fairy. Comparison. Fans who have been waiting for the update of their little fairy? Was Jinli's account hacked? Why does this statement sound so strange to me? Is it what I understand? At V, can you explain clearly, what do you mean, do you want to quit the circle? I don't believe it, I don't believe it, I don't believe it. Today I just used Mr. Yuan to piss off a friend who has always looked down on popular traffic, saying that my family Jinli is not only popular with high traffic, but also has strength. You said today that you want to quit the circle? It must have been hacked, right? How is this possible? Jinli, wake up. K, it's not a hacked account. This mysterious K was undoubtedly quite well known among Jinli's fans. In the past, every time Jinli had some scandal or big news, many fans would like at K to come out and speak, and he could be called a hardcore bitch in the entertainment industry. And God, K has almost never disappointed. Only this time, everyone would rather he had missed. They would rather believe that Jinli's Weibo account was stolen. But God K didn't add any more content. And Lan Ting also reposted Jinli's Weibo, and added a sentence. Lan Ting is a little lucky star, I wish you better and better, and I look forward to your return. At Jinli is a koi carp. As soon as Lan Ting posted the Weibo, it was equivalent to confirming Jinli's withdrawal from the circle. Who didn't know that Lan Ting was Jinli's assistant, the kind who could speak on her behalf in any public place? Hashtag Jinli back circle hashtag. Hashtag Jinli hashtag. Hashtag what happened to Jinli hashtag. Various titles quickly occupy hot topics, and the popularity continues to rise. Countless fans left messages under Jinli's Weibo, and once again put her at the top of the list. But it's useless. Jinli did as she said, did not open Weibo again, nor did she reply. A lot of calls came to her cell phone. Jinli glanced at them, and most of them were friends from the entertainment industry. She picked a few and responded, and they all had the same meaning. I'm fine, I'm going on a long trip. The others didn't even bother to respond. Night. Jinli went to the Su family. She placed 2 jade stones beside the pillows of the Su family couple, and pressed a piece of paper under the jade stones. On the paper was a koi sketched in simple strokes. Asterisk. The next day, when the Su family couple woke up in the morning, they noticed something beside the pillow. Yes, has Jinli been here? Mother Su stared blankly at the little koi on the paper. Papa Su was also a little dazed, and he sighed after a long time. She said she was going to leave before, this is, say goodbye to us. Mother Su suddenly realized something, took out her mobile phone, pressed the familiar number, and dialed it. No one heard. No matter how many times I called, no one answered. Mother Su got up quickly and knocked on her daughter's door. Su Hexiang, Mom. Mother Su, do you know where Jinli lives? Let's go find her. Su Hexiang. She didn't know what happened, but she didn't dare to delay seeing Mama Su's anxious look. She washed and changed in a hurry and drove to the villa area where Jinli was.